So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 25 of our FM24 manager journey. Now, we are going to be changing the schedule up a little bit and the style of the videos. So this one, this morning, is going to be the last one on a Saturday morning. There'll be no video on Sunday, and we're going to try and change up the style a little bit. So look out for that over the next couple of weekends. I think we're going to switch it to a Sunday slot as well. But since you was last with us, we have been doing okay. It must be said, we are currently top of League 2. We're still in the FA Cup. You saw us get knocked out of the Carabao Cup by a very decent Leicester City side. But it must be said, form is starting to take a turn for the worse. As you can see, December has not been a good month for us. We absolutely pasted Gillingham, but then we've been very, very hit and miss, which leads us into today's two games. We've got Cheltenham at home and then Sunderland away in the FA Cup at the Stadium of Light. We've had a couple of job offers, but we've not taken any at this moment in time. And for this first game, we are totally changing up the formation. We are going to a three at the back. It's something we haven't done for a long, long time, but I've got a funny feeling this might work for us in this game, in this formation. It's something a little bit different. We are at home. We're going to be going for a positive mentality, and this is going to be your team, a very different team. It's Dewhurst in goal, a back three of Chaplin, Hull and Kingsley Wellings. Waldron and Reven are the wing backs. Robson, Wadham and Richards in the midfield three with Smith and Wickham up front. Marsh and Berry aren't quite fit yet, so we're going to play them in the FA Cup. But that is going to be your team. As you can see, morale's been dropping a little bit as well, so something to be aware of. But let's get stuck in to this first game, playing a formation that we've not played for absolutely ages. And I'm hoping that we can sort of start to turn the corner a little bit as we get in towards January. This three at the back system is something I don't think we've used a flat three in midfield, so it's going to be something very, very different for us. But I'm hoping that we are going to really give Cheltenham a decent going over here. We may switch back to the 4-3-3 in the second half if it's not working. I'm just at that point where I'm thinking maybe teams have started to work us out a little bit. And obviously we don't want that as Jones puts Cheltenham 1-0 up. Ideal. But we don't want teams working us out, so we've tried something a little bit different today. If it works, it works. Obviously, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But we are top of the league at the moment. I didn't want to tinker too much, but, I mean, early signs are not positive. As Cheltenham put in another corner, we do manage to head it away well, but Watmore will now come down the left-hand side, and Jones back into Watmore. Defending to do here, and we do the defending rather well. Wadham does get a good block on that. But it is all Cheltenham early doors, and the three at the back experiment might be short-lived if we carry on like this. But Jones is going to cross that in. Hull does very well again. We've got the personnel on the bench to make the change in the second half, should we wish, as Cheltenham go all the way back. But as you can see, we've actually dropped off top spot. I felt this was something that was necessary just to freshen it up a little bit. But at the moment, we are not really creating anything of any note. And that is a big, big problem for us. 36 minutes gone as we tick up towards half-time. Nobody really, apart from Robson, having a decent game here. So, really, we're going to have to swap it back at half-time, aren't we? So, let me get some tactical bits done. Right then, as you can see, we are back into our 4-3-3 formation. We've got to change it back. Cheltenham absolutely pasted us in that first half. We're fortunate, I believe, to only be 1-0 down, but we do have Reven with a corner. Reven's got a bit of a grumpy on. He had a few bad games. And then we decided to put Tatonda back in. But it's a wonderful ball in. And Wadham gets the goal. Ashby Hammond in the Cheltenham goal. He's also struggling with an injury a bit, which may prompt us to start shooting on side. But Reven, it's a lovely ball in. And there is Wadham. Robson was there as well to tap in. But now Ashby Hammond injured. That may prompt us to start shooting on sight a little bit more. And if we can test this goalkeeper out, who knows? And we do have another corner. Derry, the cross in, right-footed. Backstick is Jake Hull. It's headed over the bar. Ashby Hammond in no man's land again. Smith not exactly tearing it up in this game. I may be tempted to bring on Adikoya as we get in towards 75 minutes. I think that is the change that we are going to make. So let's make a couple of changes to freshen it up once again. Smith is going to come off for Adikoya. And Jake Hull has been playing on the right wing. So Jake Hull can swap back to where he should be playing. Moylan will switch back to playing up front on the right wing. So hopefully that may help us a little bit. It must be said, as soon as we swap back to this 4-3-3, we've been the better side. But let's go a little bit more attacking and encourage a little bit, because we've got to put pressure on this goalkeeper carrying an injury. That looked like it was going to be a highlight, but wasn't. And as we tick in towards added time, it looks like we are only going to get a point, and it's the stuttery form continues. Stuttery being the key word. But yeah, Cheltenham managing to get a point. We've probably sacrificed the first half there. We'll say they were unlucky, but that leaves us, I'm guessing, knocked down to second in the league table. The gap to Bradford's still around 7 points, so I'm not too concerned by that. But Swindon are now top of the league. But it's the FA Cup next, away at Sunderland. Right then, FA Cup time. Now, we've changed the team a little bit. So, Campbell's going to be starting in goal. It's going to be Waldron, Hull, McClelland and Reven. Brooks, Marsh and Berry the midfield three. Brennan on the right, Derry on the left. And Connor Wickham starts against his former club up top. We know what Connor Wickham can do in these cups. We've been a very good cup side, it must be said, over my tenure here at Scunthorpe. We've had some cracking games. Hoping this is going to be another one at the Stadium of Light. Let's just have a quick look. We've got Daniel Farker managing the Sunderland side. The pressure's all on them boys, as we know it is. Let's just have a look at Sunderland side. Young, it looks like they've changed it a little bit. Obviously, Clark and Borja Sanchez probably the two standout players. But let's just have a quick look. Where are Sunderland in terms of the league table at this moment in time? Sunderland are third in the Championship. So this is a big, big tie away at the Stadium of Light. Like I said, we've not had the best time of it of late. We will play for set pieces because I feel that's where we may get a little bit of success. But we've knocked Sheffield United out in the Cups. We had a good run last season. We obviously got to Old Trafford as well. So I would suggest we can possibly knock Sunderland out. And if we could bring them back to Glanford Park, I mean, that would be ideal as well. But 30 minutes at this moment in time, as we're ticking up towards the half-hour mark, Sunderland not really had a chance as of yet. And we will take this all day long. It's very, very quiet. Joe Bellingham playing in the Sunderland midfield as well. McClellan now, as we look to play out. I said play out, we've just knocked it long. Now goes into Joe Bellingham, into Karabek. We've got defending to do here. Elise goes into Sanchez down the right. Defending to do here for us. It takes a deflection. Goes into Jack Clark. And I think we've got to feel a little bit hard done by there. I mean, it's deflected to him nice. Clark, probably one of the better players in this Sunderland side. And as we see, it's a nice bit of play from Sunderland, but they get the ball in. Takes a deflection there. Berry does well, but Clark gets there. And it is Sunderland 1, Scunthorpe 0. Maybe the giant killing isn't on. Second half, first highlight, Campbell. It's us playing out from the back again. He goes into McClelland, who goes into Brooks. Back to McClelland. He chooses to go long. I'm a little bit concerned as to why he's deciding to do that. He's got a couple of options there in front of him. He's chosen not to use Waldron's done very well there, but then got it back as Borja Sanchez. Goes across to Jack Clark, who, it must be said, is causing us quite a few issues down that right-hand side. But at the moment, we're just about doing enough. Louis Marsh is on a booking. So we're going to take him off and bring on Max Robson. I think that makes sense. Fullback-wise, we're not having a particularly good game. Jake Hull could possibly come off for Chaplin. We'll leave it at that for this moment in time. I'm aware Connor Wickham's on a 6.4, so I'm tempted to bring on Michael Smith, who possibly may cause a few different problems for this Sunderland side. But we're going towards McClellan now. Knocks it out to Reven down the left. And this is our first opportunity to get forward in this second half. Reven down the left-hand side. It's into McKamer. And McKamer, what a finish that is. John McKamer, bottom right-hand corner. Sunderland 1, Scunthorpe 1. Well, I mean, the giant killing is on. It's a lovely run down the left-hand side from Reven. He takes a few touches, and he's got McKamer inside him. Plays it into him. First time shot. Young, absolutely no chance. We're going to proceed with those tactical changes because it must be said, we are rather doing the business here now. Jack Clark's just come off, so that's always helpful as well. But Barr's on the right-hand side. As we tick up towards 75 minutes, that might be the time now to bring off Connor Wickham. We're going to bring on Michael Smith. We know this man can cause problems for opposition defences. Maybe, just maybe, he could net the winner here at the Stadium of Light. But with 8 minutes to go, I mean, we'll take him back to Glanford Park. Not a problem. Or we'll beat him in time here because Reven has a throw-in on the left-hand side. He's taking all the time in the world about it, but then goes in towards Michael Smith. It's cleared up to Karabek, but Brooks does well. Now Robson takes a touch down the right into Brennan. Now Smith! Oh, and what a strike that was. Just wide of the right-hand post. 88 minutes on the clock, and I would suggest that that was our best chance. to grab the winner here. But look, we have not disgraced ourselves. We've given a great account of ourselves, as it said at the bottom. Very satisfying result, lads. That might just turn the corner for us, that we've shown a lot of desire to come back there. I'm assuming we are going to get that replay. I'd be interested to see who we may get in the FA Cup 4th round. So what we'll do is we'll come back for that draw, and then we'll explain what we're going to be doing from now on this series. FA Cup 4th round draw. We've got Ruud van Nistelrooy doing it. We'll draw the first couple. Coventry or Southend will play. Ipswich or Luton. Let's advance to our team. We will have a home tie should we get past Sunderland, and we will play Everton or Newcastle. I mean, Sunderland are going to fancy beating us to get to play Newcastle at home, aren't they? So, decent draw for whichever one of us manages to get through. Sheffield United away at Middlesbrough, fair enough. So that is going to be that. So what we're going to do now is, next weekend, hopefully, we are going to get the next episode. I'm going to play through the rest of the season, and we're going to change the style in which we're doing these episodes. It might be one every 2 weeks. It might be one every 1 week, but we're going to have to adjust my schedule a little bit. But that's what we're going to do from now on. So we're going to continue this manager's journey. It's just going to be in a little bit of a different style. But I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please do like and subscribe. And if you're into your F1, check out the F1 Manager series. It's rather good. I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra.